this is? Go ahead, it's all right. That's Jesus?
No.
Who that is? Who they say that is? That dude right there. Who they say that is? Don't they say that's Jesus?
No.
They don't say that's Jesus?
Oh, he done listened to me.
Oh,
He
yeah.
know that.
Well, you doing a damn
He
good
know
job.
that
You
already.
doing a
He
damn
know
good
that
job.
ain't Jesus.
All right, well, we're
He
going
know
to
that.
describe Jesus to you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, jump in Revelation 1 and 1.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
The revelation of Jesus Christ,
Uh-huh.
which God gave unto him to show unto his servants,
Uh-huh.
things which must shortly come to pass.
Uh-huh. Go to 10.
Verse 10.
Uh-huh.
I was in the spirit on the Lord's day.
Check this out, little brother. He said, this is John. He's on the island of Patmos. He said he was in the spirit on the Lord's day. What day do you think the Lord's day is? What day do you think the Lord's day is?
Anyone got elders to answer
Sabbath
to?
day. Sabbath day.
Yeah,
What this day here?
the day is the Sabbath
The day is Sabbath. It's the Sabbath day.
Uh-huh. Go ahead.
They worship the sun, and then they come up with Sunday.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Verse 10. I was in the spirit on the Lord's day, and heard behind me a great voice as of a trumpet,
Uh-huh.
saying, I am Alpha and Omega,
That's Christ.
the first and the last.
Uh-huh.
And what thou seest,
Uh-huh.
write in the book.
And that's what he was telling John. What he seen, right in the book. Now, John about to describe what he's seen. That's right. Right, about to put it in the book. Go ahead.
Verse 13. And in the midst of the seven
He
candlesticks,
said in the midst of the 7 candlesticks. So what that means is they had candlesticks burning. Most likely it was at night. Right?
one like unto the Son of Man,
Which is Christ.
clothed with a garment down to the foot,
Now he had a garment down to the foot like his priestly robes. They wore robes back then. And he had sandals on down to the foot. Go ahead.
and a girt about the paps
Uh-huh.
with the golden girdle.
You ever seen those wrestlers wear those belts with the little golden thing on? Well, that's what Christ had on. He had a long garment with a golden belt on.
Verse 14.
Uh-huh.
His head and his hairs were white like wool,
He said his head and his hairs, the hair on his head, the hair on his face was white and woolly.
That's right.
What texture is woolly? What texture is wool? You're scratching it right there. That's
Scratch
woolly.
it again. Scratch your head
Wool.
again. Feel that wood.
That's woolly. Uh-huh.
His head,
That's how I get a hot one.
his head and his hairs were white like wool,
Uh-huh.
as white as snow.
Fully white
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
because Christ drank wine. Just can't get drunk. Black people,
Yeah.
eyes get real when they
That's
drink.
right, that's
Uh-huh.
right.
Good.
And his feet like unto fine
Now
brass,
John looked down at his feet because he had on sandals, remember?
as if they burn in the furnace.
As if it burned in front. Come get a flyer, brother. Get a flyer. Hey, go ahead.
And his voice as the sound of many waters.
He had a very deep voice. Very deep voice. But you already know, this is more of a depiction of what Christ looked like, brother. Come get a flyer, brother. Let me ask you, come over here, come check this out. This is what we're showing our people. Who this is according to hold on there. We're showing this to the brother, we're showing all our people. Who is this? They have a black version of Jesus? I mean, the question is like this, put it like this. They say that's right. A lot of people say it's the white version of Jesus. But actually, according to the Bible, what color is it? That's right. Now, if he's black, who is his people? Well, who are they today? I think the people just died. We the people. How you know? How you can prove that out of the Bible?
The Bible says hell was like.
Right. No, I'm talking. That's right. This is of the. You're right. The depiction of Christ is that his people are black. How can we go in the Bible and prove that we are the people of the Bible? Huh? Don't prove it. Go to Deuteronomy. Check it out. We got time. I'll show you how we can prove that we the people of the Bible.
It's
Right?
the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
Now this is now Christ. You know Christ was an Israelite, right? A Jew, right? Now he said this is Moses talking to the children of Israel. He said, "This be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel." Go to 28:1. Now,
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28.
I'm gonna show you what Moses told the children of Israel after he took them out of the land of Egypt.
That's right.
He's gonna give them. He's gonna show them life and he's gonna show them death. This is what he's gonna show them.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
Now, did you just hear what he just told them? He said, he told the children of Israel, he said, I'm going to give you these laws. If you do them, the Most High going to set you on high above all these nations. You know, that's huge. Now, all the families of the earth, he said he's going to set these people above everybody else.
That's right.
Now, go to verse 15.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass,
This is the flip side to that.
if thou would not hearken
If you don't listen,
unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses,
all these what?
all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Now, he grabbed those same people. He said,
right.
now, this is the flip side. If you don't do what I tell you to do, God going to put these curses on you. Now, the question is, what did they choose at that time? Go to Daniel chapter 9, verse 11. I'm going to show you what they chose. So we can prove that who we are. Now, we know that we're the people of the book. Go ahead.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 9, verse 11. Yea, all Israel
We're talking about the whole tribe of Israel, the whole family of Israel.
have transgressed thy law,
They broke God's laws.
even by departing, that they may not obey the voice.
They didn't listen.
Therefore, the curse is poured
The
upon
whole,
us.
the what?
Therefore, the curse is poured upon us.
It's showing you that they chose the curse.
Right.
Go ahead.
And the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of God, because we have sinned against him,
They've sinned against him. Go ahead.
and he hath confirmed his words.
That means what he said right there, he said, and God has confirmed his word. He said, everything I told you I'm going to do to you, I did to you. Now go ahead, keep going.
Which he spake against us, and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil.
A great evil. Keep going.
For under the whole heaven
Under the whole heaven.
hath not been done as had been done upon Jerusalem.
Now, what he said right there, he said, he put a great evil on these people, and he said, now out of the whole heaven, like everybody done been through stuff, but he said out of the whole heaven had not been done as it been done on these people.
Right.
So who can you think of that been done the worst out of anybody on this planet? That's one way. Now go back to the curses. Deuteronomy 28, give me 45.
It's verse 45. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 45. Moreover, all these curses,
All these what?
all these curses shall come upon thee,
Those curses gonna come upon these people,
shall pursue thee,
and it's gonna pursue you no matter where you go.
and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed.
Until we've been destroyed, not just physically, also mentally we're destroyed. Go ahead.
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord
We
thy
don't want
God,
to listen.
to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he command thee, and they shall be upon thee for a sign.
He said those curses are going to be on these people for a sign. Now, a sign is something to show you where, like, we on Fillmore Street. There's a sign that shows us that we're on Fillmore Street. He said these curses are going to be on these people for a sign.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And for a wonder.
And for a wonder, because we're like wondering why the hell are we on these curses on us.
Right.
Go ahead.
And upon thy seed forever.
For her?
Forever.
For her?
Forever.
So that shows you that even though certain people went through things at a different time, they can't be the people, because these curses that we're going to go into was on these people forever.
That's right.
Until Christ come back, which our Redeemer, he's our Redeemer.
That's right.
So therefore those curses are going to be there. Go to 40. This is,
Can you read down?
yeah, go ahead.
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. Therefore shall thy serve thy enemies.
Right now we are in servitude to our enemies.
That's right.
And he gonna show you who our enemies are. Even through these passages, you're gonna learn who your enemies are, and you're gonna know why they're your enemies.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Which the Lord shall send against
The
thee.
Lord sent them against us because we won't do what he said.
And hunger,
And well,
and hunger.
and hunger, where do we get our food from? What nationality of people do we buy our food from?
Right.
Huh? Not just them, who else? What did you just go? You went to that store? Yeah, that's them. All right. go ahead.
Chinese people.
Get our
Africans.
food. They making a lot of stuff. You know we're not Africans, right? We're not Africans. Even though we lived in Africa, we're not Africans. We actually Go ahead.
And in thirst,
And in thirst, where do we get our food, our water from? Same people.
and in nakedness,
Clothes.
and in want of all things.
Can you think of anything you don't have to go get it from your enemy? Anything. That's right. Now go ahead.
And he shall put a yoke of iron,
That enemy gonna do what?
put a
Check this
yoke
out.
of iron
That
upon thy
enemy-
neck.
Look what this enemy did to us. put these yokes of iron on us.
until he had destroyed thee.
Now they don't took them off now, but now we mentally destroyed. We don't know who the hell we are. We think we're African Americans, Negroes, and all that stuff. But we actually are the Most High, we the greatest people the Most High ever created.
Right.
Go ahead.
54?
Yes.
Verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you is very delicate. His eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
We hate our people. We hate each other. That's what all those curses that will happen. Go to 68.
Verse 68.
But you act, this is the killer that shows me the people of the book.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
That the word Egypt means a specific thing. We never went back into Egypt when we came out. He's about to show you what it means.
The book of Exodus chapter 20, verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
Out of the land of Egypt.
Out of the house of bondage.
That's what the word Egypt means. It means house of bondage or slavery. So when he's reading Deuteronomy 28:16, think of the word slavery when he said that. He said,
and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Or slavery again. He's going to bring us into slavery again.
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
This is what happened to us during that time. We got went into slavery on slave ships. That's how we got on this side of the world. So this is a prophecy over thousands of years. It said that we was going to go into slavery on slave ships. And how we going to go?
With ships by the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Moses saying the same way I'm telling you it's gonna happen, because you know how Jake, you know how people are. You think you tell them something, oh man, get out of here. And that's what they were telling him. Man, get out of here. Whatever.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
He said, you ain't gonna see your homeland no more again. Now he's telling them and they still like, yeah, all right, whatever. He said, bro, I'm telling you, you ain't gonna see your homeland no more. Yeah, all right.
And there,
and once you got off them slave ships,
you shall be sold.
You gonna be what?
Sold unto your enemies.
That word enemies keep coming up. He's letting you know who your enemies are. He said, there, once you got off those slave ships, you're gonna be sold unto your
45,
enemies.
55,
yeah.
Master Davis. And ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen,
for slave man,
and bondwomen,
and slave woman,
and no man shall buy you.
That means no man's gonna redeem us.
That's right.
This is our only redeemer. Right here. And the only way he gonna redeem you is if you're keeping the law, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
That's it, because that was a contract he made with us. That contract is still in place. We still have to do it.
That's right.
You know, that's the only way we're gonna come back. Go to Amos chapter 3 and
it's the book of Amos chapter 3, verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
I've been talking about the children of Israel. This is the children of Israel, because those curses also faced all these other people as well. Like the northern, this is Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. This are the so-called black tribe. The rest of them are the northern kingdom. There was a split in Israel at one time, and the northern kingdom broke off from that. That's why they're lighter than we are. Some of them are lighter, some of them are darker. But that's why they started mixing with other nations. We mostly stayed where we were. But go back to Deuteronomy.
The book of Amos chapter 3, verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
Talking to these people on this side.
Against the whole family.
Against the entire family.
Which I brought up from the land of Egypt. Saying, you only have I known.
God said, you only have I known.
Of all the families of the earth.
Out of everybody on this earth, you the only people that I know. This is right. The Bible.
That's right.
They didn't teach us this. That's right. Go ahead.
Therefore, I will punish you.
He said, therefore, I will punish you
for all your iniquities.
For all your sins.
That's right.
So those sins that we do, because remember, like I said, the contract was only with them. So he said, everything that you do, because y'all breaking these laws. That's now you suffering from the curses. That's right. Just look around, just look around. We were just in another part of town. There's trash everywhere, all over everywhere. Then we jump across the highway where the white people live. It's no trash. It's clean. The grass is cut. They throwing football on the front lawn. Right. It's hell. Our people are early in the morning drinking, sitting back doing whatever. It's craziness. We under that same curse.
I'm sure about the northern tribe, Hosea 7.
Go ahead.
It's the book of Hosea.
This will show you about the northern kingdom and what's
Chapter
going on.
7, verse 8. Ephraim, he had mixed himself among the people. Ephraim is a cake not turned.
That's right. It's like a cake. It's dark on one side, light on the other. That's why it's giving you a prophecy of what these northern kingdom was going to do. They started mixing with other nations. We pretty much stayed within our tribe because of the law. that we're supposed to only deal with our own
That's
outfit.
right.
Go to Tobit, I think that's 7, that proves that.
I go to verse 9. Verse
Go.
9. Strangers have devoured his strength,
All right.
and he knoweth it not. Yea, gray hairs are here and there upon him, yet he knoweth not.
What you want?
Deuteronomy 7, 3 and 4.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 3.
All right, yeah, that's good.
Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
This is a law. This is one of the contracts. You say what?
Neither shalt thou make marriages with
We
them.
don't supposed to make marriages with other nations.
Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly.
Go all the way to 6, because I want them to know how important y'all are.
It's the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
These people are holy people unto the Lord thy God. Holy just means separate. He always wanted us separate from other nations.
The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people
He chose us to be a special people.
unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
He said you are above all people. That's heavy. Go to Joel 2:27 so I can prove that he's only our God. He's nobody else's God. That's in the Bible.
That's right.
Go ahead.
It's the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 27.
Check this out.
And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel,
He's in the midst of these people.
and that I am the Lord your God, and none else. And none else. And my people shall never be ashamed.
Once we keep the law, statutes, and commandments, we never gonna be ashamed. Ever. And that's our strength. That's our power. It's keeping the laws. Now we gotta give you, because some people don't know they got laws. They know what laws they are. The laws are.